Yes. Now, okay, if you were the public protector or somebody else, and you are faced with 7 or 8 findings by different institutions which are completely unrelated, would you accept that at the very least you should think that there's something there?
Chair, I must point out that that narrative was challenged, and there were some reverses. The Sunday Times had withdrawn.
I didn't even count the Sunday Times. Yes, thanks for reminding me. That will be number 9. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's an important one because Skakane seemed to give some relevance to the Sunday Times reports.
And number 10 would be the City Press then, if we use that series.
Well, my understanding, the City Press report talks about a rogue unit in the SSA.
Okay, just pause there. Mr. Pillay and Adv Mpofu. I recognize Adv Bawa.
I just want a clarification from Mr. Mpofu, whether it's the public protector's version based on multiplicity of reports or media reports of any kind, she's entitled to accept it at face value.
No, did you get that, Adv Mpofu?
No, I got it, but it's just disturbing me for no reason. I'm not under cross-examination here. Mr. Pillay?
Sorry, I'm wanting to ascertain as to what...
No, you can ascertain. We have many months for you to ascertain whatever you want to ascertain. Can I finish my question?
Adv Mpofu?
Yes?
Adv Mpofu?
Yes.
Yeah, no, may I request, because when she was leading evidence, I allowed you opportunity to get clarities and even place certain things on record. I think that consistency is important. She is asking a definite question. I think it's proper that you respond to that and not just
never going to do that.
Dismiss it.
I'm never going to do that. I'm not going to answer her question. I've given the clarification that I'm busy with cross-examination. If she wants to understand anything, she'll understand it when we give her a statement.
Let's do this.
Mr. Pillay?
If no, before you go to Mr. Pillay, not only her, if there are going to be members here who are going to ask a question and clarifications, I expect that there be a response to that. In a form of an answer. If you're not able to answer, you'll indicate that, but I can never accept you saying you're never going to answer that. I don't think it helps this process.
Chairperson, yes, you know very well I've been responding. If there's a reasonable question, I respond to it. But I'm not going to, in the middle of my cross-examination, be answering questions about versions and whatnot from anybody. So, but if it's a question that is a clarification question, as you are saying, then of course we deal with them in the usual way. But I'm not going to right now, be telling you what the version of the public protector is or is not on a particular point. I mean, you allow me to, you're just allowing me to be abused.
I'm not.
You are.
Let me assist, because when I allowed you during the leading of evidence.
Yeah, that was different.
No, I'm on this. I'm speaking, Adv Mpofu.
You see now.
I'm speaking.
Chairperson, but I can't allow my cross-examination to be.
Adv Mpofu, please switch off your mic, Honorable Milam. Adv Mpofu, I am addressing you, and I don't expect you to be throwing hands in the inquiry. Please, I want you to really pull back on what you're doing. All I'm indicating here, that's how this inquiry has been running. It's going to continue doing that. I will never not allow the evidence leader, yourself, or any member here not to have an opportunity to intervene on a particular issue that they want clarity on or want to ask a question. So I'm not going to change that. So I'm asking you, because if your point you're making, because you better if you say maybe you're not ready to respond to this issue at this point, but you will respond with that something else in terms of what evidence the public protector will place. But it's not helpful to just say you're never going to do this. It doesn't help this process.
But I've just said what. But I said exactly what you are. I said exactly. If you play the recording, I've said what you are advising me to do. So thank you for your advice, but I don't need it because I've just done exactly that.
Okay, let's proceed. But I'm going to be watching this. I need responses when clarities are sought.
Yeah. And as you know, for the past 3 weeks, I give responses when proper clarities are sought. But I'm not going to be forced to answer.
Just pause before you proceed, Honorable Nodada.
Thank you so much, Chair. I just want to come in here as a concern, Chair. Chair, we're running a process here. There are directives. We've requested that we all respect one another when we do speak. I think the language used by Advocate Mpofu is completely out of line.
Please.
And there can't be statements that are made that I will never do this and whatever the case may be. There are directives that guide us here. Let's please calm down, respond to each other respectfully. What has been requested is not the first time it's been requested. It's been done previously, and it's been responded to by Advocate Mpofu and the legal team of the Public Protector on whether that's the version of the Public Protector or not. So I don't see why we should be up in arms. Let's please just calm down, respect this process, because it does apply to all of us, and there are directives that guide us to do that. And not throw statements that can, derail this process and make it be something that it's not. Thanks, Chair.
Okay, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Nodada. As you allow you to proceed, Advocate Mpofu, on this issue, it's a simple response of yes or no, and you proceed.
No, I'm never going to do that. I'm not going to respond to a question about versions when I'm busy with cross-examination. I will put my version when I put it. If you want to kick me out, you can kick me out. I'm never going to do that. Let me say it slowly. I am not going to do it.
Now, Mpofu, you've been doing it. We've been doing
questions differ, but I've been doing it for 3 weeks. When the question is reasonable. When it's reasonable,
I want you to come down. It's an important process that we're dealing with here, and I do need that indication from you as a chair, because there's no point in us just proceeding when we're not able to hear each other, because then it defies the importance of this hearing. If you are saying you would want to come back to that issue and give a response, I will allow you to do that, but I'm not going to accept an answer that says you're never going to do it.
Okay, yeah, maybe that's too broad. I'm never going to do it right now. I agree with you. I will do it when it's suitable to do it. Yeah.